Generation was born out of the generation that had the courage to dream and the will to fight to make their dreams come true. Growing up with my parents, we understand the struggles, the victories of the last generation, the sacrifices made by so many, by John Lewis and Hosea Williams at the Edmund Pettus Bridge, by Muhammad Ali and Julian Bond for their conscientious objection of the Vietnam War. By Swerner, Goodman, and Cheney, two Jews and a black, who gave their lives in the struggle for equality. Our generation grows up benefiting from those struggles, free to travel, free to learn, free to be all that we can be. Over these past few months, we've traveled more than 500,000 miles across this country, talking with young people in high schools, in colleges, on farms, and in the barrios. In our travels, we've met young leaders such as State Senator Cleo Fields of Louisiana, who at 24 years of age is the youngest state senator in this country. Actress Kim Fields and Amy Carter and Reverend Tyrone Crider, whose standards of excellence stand as a tribute to the power of hope. Those who say this is an age of cynicism and despair are wrong. A new generation, my generation, is coming. We have not given up the dream. We will never surrender our ideals. Our generation has inherited the disgrace of apartheid, and we must abolish it. We've inherited the disgrace of homelessness. We must eliminate it. And most of all, we've inherited the horror of drugs. We must end it. This generation is prepared to act. We will stand up to the moral challenge of our day for economic justice at home and peace abroad. The legacy of this day will live forever. And I have the honor of saying I'm sure that the children in the King family are proud to be kings. And I'm sure that the children in the Kennedy family are proud to be Kennedys. But we, the children of Jesse and Jacqueline Jackson, are proud to be Jacksons. After this video presentation, I bring to you a man who fights against the odds, who lives against the odds, who brings prisoners home from foreign lands against the odds, who was born against the odds. My father is an odds buster, the next president of the United States, our dad, Jesse Jackson.
Children were speaking, their parents, Jacqueline and Jesse Jackson, sitting down in the green room watching, and it must have been a terribly proud moment for them to see 5 articulate, strong kids up there speaking for the first time.
And Rosa Parks, whom you saw when the Jackson motorcade arrived in the Omni complex below this structure, she, as Jackson described her, the modern, or the mother of the modern civil rights movement. You have to wonder what's going through her mind. Rick Allen, you have been based in Atlanta before you came to CNN. You were a prominent print reporter here for a great Southern newspaper. Jackson is wending his way in this maze. What he's doing, he's coming up a very narrow staircase. Only one person can get up that staircase at a time, and he will exit right there on the podium. His wife, Mrs. Jackson. You were saying, Rick?
Well, a remarkable note tonight. That was a middle-class success story that we saw up there, almost something like a Cosby family, in marked contrast to the Jesse Jackson of 4 years ago, who talked about the
building of coalitions across the nation.
What does this moment, this very moment, mean to you?
It means that we have hope here and now, that our country has never experienced a greater moment than this moment, and that the Democratic Party is perhaps right now the most fortunate political entity in the world.
Is Jesse Jackson going to be able to take this spirit, this emotion that we're seeing right now, and turn it into votes for Michael Dukakis?
The point is he's going to be able to take this spirit and convert it, one, into a better America, and to provide Dukakis and Benson with a dimension that they could never achieve by themselves or each of himself alone. America needs this. America needs this spirit, this fire, this force. America needs these principles articulated in the minority planks of the platform, most of which have become majority planks on the platform.
Reverend Otis Moss, Jr., I thank you. Let's go back to the booth.
Here comes the Jacksons. I'd like to point out something here. There is a story here in this town. The spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. is in this hall tonight, and an argument could be made that were it not for King, this man might conceivably not be on this podium. I don't want to detract from his moment in the spotlight, but the fact of the matter is that Martin Luther King's grave is just a short distance from this hall. And we also know that the King family has had its bad moments, its ruffled moments with Jesse Jackson.
Ernie, I remember when it hit me the hardest was actually 4 years ago, standing in the rotunda of the Georgia Capitol, watching Jesse Jackson giving a press conference, a black man running for president, and the troopers were facing outward to protect him from anything that might happen, instead of looking in at him as would have happened a generation ago in anger. So the South has changed in many ways. This is one more moment of it, that here in Atlanta, Georgia, there's a floor demonstration going on for a black American. It's quite a remarkable thing.
And as we talk, Coretta Scott King, you can't see her, but she's clapping her hands along with everyone else. She's in the VIP box, and she's on her feet cheering this lieutenant who was in her husband's civil rights army.
And Rick, you were talking about 1984. Jesse Jackson, in 4 years, doubled his popular vote total, received some 7 million votes during the primary season. He won 13 primaries, came in second in 33 more, and he, as he says, and it's generally conceded, has registered more new Democrats than any other Democrat.
This man is standing on the shoulders of giants. Robert Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, so many people in the civil rights movement.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tonight, we pause and give praise and honor to God for being good enough to allow us to be at this place at this time. When I look out at this convention, I see the face of America, red, yellow, brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight, the real rainbow coalition. All of us who are here think that we are seated, but we're really standing on someone's shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Rosa Parks. the mother of the civil rights movement.